You've been lied to, not maliciously, not with intent, but through repetition, through tradition, through generations of misunderstanding how reality actually works. For years, maybe decades, you've been told to dream bigger, want more, visualize harder. They taught you to close your eyes, repeat your affirmations, hold the vision, and trust the universe, to keep believing, no matter how far away your dreams seem. But what if I told you that very process, the affirmations, the vision boards, the longing, are precisely what's keeping your dreams out of reach? Let that sink in. The more you desire, the more you push. The more you push, the more you tell the universe, I do not have this. And the universe, being the most precise mirror in existence, nods quietly and gives you more of the same, longing, not having, waiting. This is the quiet agony of traditional manifestation, and no one talks about it. Now, I want you to imagine something radical. Imagine that everything you want, every version of your life you've dreamed about, already exists, not in some distant future, not in a potential tomorrow, but here, now waiting, not to be created, but to be chosen. This is not a motivational slogan. This is quantum truth. In the quantum field, past, present, and future exist simultaneously as infinite probabilities. Which one becomes your lived reality depends entirely on one thing: your state of being. Not your vision board, not your affirmations, not even your effort. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. Let's pause there, because what I'm about to tell you may undo years of belief systems. And that's okay. Let it. The truth is, manifestation does not happen when you try harder. It happens when you surrender more deeply, when you no longer seek, chase, or grasp, but instead embody, when you stop trying to become and start remembering that you already are. That's quantum manifestation, and it begins by reversing everything you've been taught. This is not about imagination. This is about identity. You see, most people are caught in a loop of seeking. They wake up each day hoping today will be the day. They visualize abundance. They imagine love. They recite mantras of success. But all of it is tainted, subtly, quietly, with one persistent emotion: lack. I want implies I do not have. And the quantum responds with perfect precision. It gives you more of your dominant signal. And your signal isn't your words, it's your state. That's why people can say, I am wealthy, 1,000 times, and still feel broke inside. The field doesn't respond to your vocabulary. It responds to your frequency. And frequency cannot be faked. So how do you change it? How do you tune into the version of reality where you already have what you seek? It begins with a quantum leap in perspective. Imagine starting your day not from a place of hope, but from completion. Imagine waking up and saying, it's done, not as a wish, but as a declaration. Not, I will attract love, but I am already living in deep, effortless love. Not, I want more freedom, but I am already free. And then, here's the key. You allow yourself to act, speak, and feel as that version of you would. You walk through your day as if your desired reality were not pending, but present. You speak from it, think from it, breathe from it. This is not pretending. This is remembering. And your nervous system knows the difference. Because the moment you do this with sincerity, not as performance, but as truth, your body relaxes, your thoughts stabilize, your emotional field settles into coherence. You're no longer sending out a signal of lack. You're radiating alignment, and the quantum field listens every single time. Now, some part of you may resist this: the logical part, the skeptical part, the part that is lived through disappointment, effort, and waiting. But let me ask you something. Have your dreams ever come true in the exact way you forced them to? Or have the most extraordinary things in your life arrived quietly, often when you weren't trying? That job offer that came when you stopped searching, that person who appeared after you gave up on dating, that breakthrough idea that landed when you stopped thinking so hard. You see, you've already experienced quantum manifestation. You just didn't have a name for it. It's what happens when your energy aligns so deeply with wholeness that the field rushes in to mirror it. It's not effort, it's resonance. And the beautiful irony is this: the moment you stop needing the outcome begins chasing you, because energetically, you're now a match. There's a reason quantum manifestation feels like a remembering, because it is. You're not becoming something new. You're shedding everything you're not. You're releasing the layers of grasping, hoping, forcing, and you're stepping into the version of yourself who already knows, already feels, already is. Now, this doesn't mean you sit passively doing nothing, but it means your actions arise from inspiration, not desperation, from clarity, not confusion. You're no longer building from scratch. You're following the blueprint of a reality that's already real, like tuning a radio to a station that's always been broadcasting. You don't create the music, you just adjust your frequency until it's clear. And when it is, miracles seem to happen. Synchronicities become normal. Things fall into place without struggle. People call it luck. They call it divine timing. But you'll know, it's coherence. It's quantum physics in motion. Let me give you something practical now. Something you can do today. When you wake up tomorrow morning, before your mind floods with tasks, pause. Close your eyes. Choose one outcome you deeply desire. Just one. Then, instead of imagining it as something to come, imagine it as something that has already arrived. Ask yourself, if this were already true, how would I feel? What thoughts would I think? What actions would feel natural? What energy would I walk in? And then live from there. Even if it's just for 5 minutes. Do it fully, authentically. That 5 minutes will begin to rewire your neural pathways. It will recalibrate your nervous system. And over time, it will shift your baseline frequency. And that frequency is the key to everything. You are not a victim of random chance. You're the observer collapsing infinite possibilities into form. Every second of your life is a broadcast to the field. And the field, in its infinite intelligence, never judges, never questions. It simply echoes back what you are. So the real question is never, how do I get what I want? It's, who am I buying right now? When you answer that honestly and shift it consciously, the field responds immediately. There is no delay in the quantum, only alignment. This is your invitation. Not to dream harder, but to embody deeper. To remember what your soul already knows. That what you seek is not ahead of you. It is within you, waiting to be revealed through the resonance of your being. No more chasing, no more waiting, no more becoming, just being, fully, freely. Now, are you ready? Then say it with me, not as hope, as truth. I'm already living my chosen reality. Now, let's begin. You see, the mind loves certainty. It clings to plans, strategies, and linear paths. It believes control is safety. But in the quantum realm, control is resistance in disguise. You were never meant to micromanage miracles. When you obsess over how your desires will manifest, what steps to take, who to meet, when it will happen, you constrict the infinite intelligence that's already orchestrating things far beyond your comprehension. This doesn't mean you abandon intention. It means you release control. Because every time you try to force an outcome, you send a signal of mistrust, of fear, of separation. But when you surrender, truly surrender, a different signal is broadcast, a signal of harmony, of trust, of wholeness, and the quantum field responds accordingly. It aligns not with your control, but with your coherence. Now, let's talk about something radical: backcasting. While forecasting is projecting yourself into the future and guessing how you'll arrive there, backcasting is remembering the future as if it's already happened. It's one of the most powerful timeline tools in quantum manifestation. Here's how it works. Imagine yourself 3 months from now. You've already received the outcome you desired. You're sitting in reflection, maybe sipping coffee, walking in nature, journaling in peace. And from that place, you ask yourself, what unfolded to get me here? Feel the sequence of events, the emotions, the synchronicities, not as something you're hoping for, but as something you're remembering. Let it wash over you. You may find yourself saying, it all started when I stopped trying to prove myself, when I began acting from trust, when I released the fear of missing out and leaned fully into the reality that was calling me. Notice the shift. Backcasting bypasses the need for logic. It taps directly into the quantum field through identity and emotion. You're no longer hoping for alignment. You are already aligned. And the beautiful part? Your body doesn't know the difference between a memory and a future memory felt vividly. Your nervous system responds the same way. It stabilizes, grounds, opens, and that's where the field begins to collapse, timelines. Not from stress or urgency, but from surrender and embodiment. Try it right now. Close your eyes. Choose one version of your future that feels deeply resonant. Now step into that version of you. Feel it, see it, own it. Now, from that version, look backward. What happened? What shifted? What did you finally release? What did you finally allow? As you do this, your frequency begins to lock onto that timeline. Not as a wishful thought, but as a chosen broadcast. This is the true art of quantum manifestation. Not controlling the path, but remembering the destination and walking it as if it's already etched in your being. And it is. You've already lived this version of you. You're simply choosing to remember it now. The quantum field doesn't require permission to give you what you want. It only requires coherence with what you choose. And you are the chooser, always have been. Now, as you begin to apply this in your daily life, you'll notice something unexpected. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel less rushed. You'll stop measuring progress with anxiety. And you'll start recognizing signs, synchronicities, small confirmations that the field is echoing back your alignment. You may feel like things are unfolding faster or easier. People may show up with opportunities you didn't expect. Ideas may land with a clarity you haven't felt in years. Paths may open without you pushing a single door. And still, the mind will ask, is this real? Am I imagining it? Let that voice be. It's the voice of an old paradigm dissolving. You don't need to fight it. You just don't need to believe it. Because what's real isn't what's logical. What's real is what resonates. And deep down, you already feel it. Something has shifted. You're no longer walking toward your future. You're walking from it. You're not constructing your dreams one painful brick at a time. You're allowing a reality that already exists to find its way to you, not through effort, through resonance, because the quantum field has only one job, to reflect you back to yourself. And when you're no longer broadcasting absence, when you're rooted in presence, when you're anchored in the feeling of already having, manifestation becomes inevitable. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped resisting it. So here's what I want you to remember. Your dream life already exists. It's not waiting for your effort. It's waiting for your coherence. You don't need to do more. You need to be more of who you already are. Fully, boldly, quietly, with reverence, with certainty. You were not born to chase timelines. You were born to collapse them. You are not here to wish. You are here to remember. This is the quantum reversal, the end of striving, the beginning of being, and the field is listening, always. So choose, not with desperation, with knowing. Say it now, not as an affirmation, but as a transmission. It's already mine, and so it is. Now take a breath, not a shallow one, but deep, intentional. Feel it move through you. Let that breath anchor everything we've just explored. Let it carry the truth, not just into your mind, but into your cells, your skin, your spine. You don't need to memorize techniques. You don't need to replay this message 1,000 times, because something in you already knows. This knowing was never outside of you. It didn't come from a book or a teacher or a video. It was awakened because it was always there. A quiet remembering beneath the noise. That's the real shift, the quantum shift. Not something you understand intellectually, but something you feel, something you live. So now, as you go back into the world, the same world you've always known, it will look different. Because you are different. You've stepped out of the waiting room of life. You've stepped into the role of the observer, the chooser, the embodied. And the field has already received your new broadcast. This isn't about overnight miracles, although they will happen. This isn't about instant wealth, instant love, instant fame. It's about instant alignment, because the moment you align, everything else follows. The quantum doesn't recognize time the way your mind does. To the field, there is only coherence and reflection. And when you broadcast wholeness, you attract wholeness. When you radiate peace, you magnetize peace. When you walk in the certainty of already having, the world reshapes itself to match. It doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to get it right every time. Just return again and again, return to the breath, to the feeling, to the memory of your future. And with each return, the new reality strengthens. It stabilizes. It becomes the ground beneath your feet, the air in your lungs, the rhythm in your day. This is not a performance. This is embodiment. This is not magic. This is physics. And now something else awakens in you. It's not just about manifesting things. It's about manifesting you. The version of you who was never waiting. The version of you who walks without fear, who speaks with clarity, who chooses love even in chaos, who trusts not because everything is easy, but because everything is aligned. And from that place, you begin to live differently. You show up in relationships without need. You speak your truth without apology. You pursue ideas not for validation, but for the joy of creation. You make decisions from expansion, not protection. This is what it means to become magnetic. You don't chase. You don't hustle. You don't force. You radiate. And in that radiant stillness, life moves around you like a dance. People feel it. Circumstances shift. You walk into rooms and energy adjusts. Not because you're trying to prove anything, but because you've remembered who you are. That's the true gift of quantum manifestation. Not the things it brings into your life, but the version of you it reveals in the process. Now, before we close, I want you to carry this one phrase with you. Simple, powerful, true. I am already it. Say it softly. Say it deeply. Say it until your body believes it more than your mind ever could. And when doubt comes knocking, as it will, greet it with love, but don't follow it. Return to that phrase. I am already it. Because in that sentence, you collapse the timeline of longing. You collapse the gap between seeker and reality. You become. Now, and as this new version of you walks into the world, something extraordinary will happen. You'll stop asking, how do I get what I want? And instead, you'll begin to ask, what wants to flow through me today? What is already aligned and waiting to meet me? What reality am I now ready to allow? That's the true manifestation. Not demanding what you think you want, but surrendering into the reality that's already waiting for you to remember it. You're not late. You're not behind. You're not broken. You are right on time, and your field is listening. So take this energy now and let it settle. Let it root. No need to act fast. No need to change your entire life overnight. Just begin with one moment, one breath, one aligned thought, and let that ripple expand. This is how timelines shift. Not with noise, but with stillness. Not with striving, but with choosing. Not with desperation, but with embodiment. You are no longer a beginner. You are no longer seeking. You are arriving. And in this arrival, the quantum responds. So go forward from this space, not to manifest your future, but to remember it. It's already here. It's already yours. You are already it. Now breathe and begin again.